Samsung has just come out with its flagships for the year. The S21 series sort of captures what Samsung wants to do for the coming year. It has the S21, it has the S21 Ultra, and the S21 Plus in the middle. We have got the S21 Ultra for review. And that is the phone everybody is looking up to because this is the phone that's at the pinnacle of what Samsung can offer you for 2021. It is also the phone that is going to take on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So, what does this phone have in it to take on the big guns? So, the S21 Ultra for me has three big things. One is the sheer processing power. The processing power comes out with everything that you do. But the fact that this phone can natively shoot all the cameras at the same time, which includes 4K, shows that this has super processing power. And it does a lot of things on the fly. For instance, when you're using the camera, the phone can suggest what is the best shot. That is because the Exynos processor has enough AI capability to tell you what is the best thing to do, not just while using the camera, but with a lot of other things. The other thing, of course, is the display. The display is stunning. It is clear. It's crystal clear. On top of that, it is also adaptive, which means that depending on what you do, the display can go from 10 to 120 hertz. So if you're in gaming, it goes to 120 hertz. If you're just maybe looking at a photograph or let's say just reading your email, it'll go down. So this improves your experience, but also saves a lot of battery. And this is for the first time that you see how a 120 hertz display is actually becoming relevant. Just running it 120 hertz all the time does not really work because there is hardly anything that you can use that kind of a refresh rate for, except for gaming. Now you're going to use that refresh rate just for gaming, and that is really good about this phone. Now, what is really stunning and what is really going to pull a lot of people towards the S21 Ultra has to be the camera. For the first time, you're seeing two telephoto lenses in the camera, and Samsung is doing some superb computational photography here because you really don't have to decide which lens you need to use to shoot a photo. On top of that, let's say you're going to zoom. When you zoom, the cameras shift from one to the other as you go into the higher end. And this happens automatically. You don't have to really do anything about it. You can see a little bit of jerk, but it works really well. Samsung is also offering a 100x zoom, which is a mix of optical and digital on this camera. It works very well when you are trying to, let's say, spy on an eagle that is having its lunch off a pigeon. But when you're actually clicking a photo at the 100x zoom, it becomes a little bit tricky. It's grainy and it's also tough to hold on to the subject. It is tough to hold on to the subject even though Samsung is giving you what it calls the zoom lock, which is a very good feature. But still, I suggest you use a tripod when you want to really go to the 100x zoom. But still, this is one of the best cameras out there, especially with the zoom. Because if you're using the zoom at 10x or the 20x in video, the results are very good, and I don't know any other phone camera that can really do this. The phone also performs very well in low light. The night photography is really good. It is natural, and the selfies work really well. Overall, this is one of the best phone cameras out there. And like with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, maybe a lot of people will buy this camera phone primarily because they want to use this as their camera when they are out there, when they're creating videos for YouTube. You can do all of that on this phone. Now, are there any misses on this? A couple of things that came to my mind. One is that it's a slightly slippery phone, and slippery because when you're playing a game, you have to little bit struggle to sort of hold on to the phone. The other thing is, which is a good thing about the phone, is that this is now capable of being used along with the S Pen, but the S Pen does not come in the box like the charger, and you have to spend some extra money to buy the S Pen. Also, the S Pen does not natively go anywhere into the phone, so you need a cover that holds the S Pen. That is a little bit of a bummer for me, but it's good that Samsung finally is bringing the S Pen to the other devices. Now, the other thing which I have to mention is the fact that there is no charger in the box, and it's a slim box like with the iPhone 12 series this time. I don't think it's a big deal in a value conscious market like India, where people are paying over a lakh for this phone. The question will be asked, why can't you give me a charger which is going to cost you 2000 rupees more? The saving the environment logic won't really work to the value conscious Indian market. And then, before I leave you with my verdict, which is a buy on this phone, I have to say that black is something to die for.